Hello and welcome to Between the 50s. Between the 50s is a podcast on our YouTube channel talking about all things Australian rules football. My name is Rusty. I hope you're having an awesome day. It's nearly the weekend. I don't know why there's no footy on a Thursday night, but anyway, it's a topic for another day. And today we're going to get stuck into and discuss round 15 of the AFL footy season, do our tips and predictions. So yeah, welcome everybody. If you like the channel and like what you see, please consider like and subscribing and all that good stuff. We really appreciate it. Our socials are up there as well for anyone wants to follow along. And without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Righto, so first of all, 5 teams got the bye this week. So they're the teams. We've got the Crows, Collingwood, Western Bulldogs, Hawthorn, St Kilda and Richmond all have the bye. These bye rounds just do my absolute head in, to be honest. This is what, the 4th one in a row. There's been so many teams with byes this year. It's just all muddled up. I don't know why they can't do this, what they used to do with the bye and split it in split rounds in 2 weeks, or have a week off of footy or something and do a state game or I don't know, something like that. The bye weekends just, I don't know, they really drag on. And I know there's no Thursday night footy for the rest of the year, but it just, it feels weird with only 5 or 6 games of the round. So I'm glad this is the last one. And then we can move on to the second half of the season. Quickly with the ladder. So the ladder there on the left-hand side. So obviously the Swannies are the team to beat at the moment. They're probably everyone's number one pick for the flag. Only lost 1 game. Carlton, Collingwood sitting pretty there at the moment. Had a good last few weeks. And then there's just a cluster of teams after that from really even Carlton all the way down to Brisbane. So second to 30 on the ladder. It's just chaos happening in there. Teams going on winning runs, losing runs, and then losing to crappy teams and beating one of the best teams, or so, be at best teams, and just all chaos at the moment in that clogged up middle of the ladder. And it's going to be an interesting second half of the year with all those teams. And obviously got the teams that are struggling down the bottom. So the Saints, the Crows, West Coast, Richmond, and North Melbourne. So a lot happening in that ladder, and it's going to change so much week to week, I can guarantee, for the rest of the year. And I don't think you'll be able to lock in your top 8. Yeah, I doubt it anyway. But let's get straight into the first game of the weekend. So first game of the weekend, Friday night, going to be an absolute cracker. Carlton versus Geelong at the MCG. This is going to be a great game. Obviously going to be a huge crowd. Carlton fans are out in numbers at the moment. They're a premiership chance, definitely a top 4 chance. Yeah, if they want to show that they are the real deal in 2024, this is a game that they, will want to win, and really sets them apart a bit on the ladder from some of those teams below if they can get the win this week. Geelong obviously been really struggling last 4 or 5 weeks. Dangerfield, I think, is back. I'm recording this before the teams come out, so I'm not too sure. But I know Tanner Bruin has broken his wrist or something like that, or foot it might have been. So he's out for 4 weeks, which is a big out because obviously their midfield is a bit light on as it is, and he's had a really good, last 4 to 6 weeks, had some real breakout games. But the Blues, for me, I think the Blues win this at the G and solidify their spot in the top 2. And Geelong, obviously with Dangerfield, a big in back. I'm not sure if they get anyone else back. But they need to improve on their last 5 or 6 weeks. It looked a bit sluggish and slow. So, going to be close. It will be a close game, I think. But I reckon the Blues will get up on this one. The next game is, actually going to be another cracker, I think. These first couple of games, 2-3 games of the weekend, look really good. Port versus the Lions here in Adelaide at the Oval. Best ground to watch footy, in my opinion, but I might be biased. This game can really go either way. I think Port are probably the fair enough favourites at this point in time, but Brisbane have slowly been clawing their way back the last month. Port have been pretty average. They look quite garbage on the weekend, to be honest, against the Giants, and they weren't that great before the bye their last 2 or 3 games. Obviously, Rosie's back. Sweet played very well in the Sandford, so did Finlayson. So whether they made a couple of changes, Butters got off this week. Can he break the tag? lots of question marks there about their back six as well. And Brisbane, they've just been slowly working their way back. Zorko moving back to halfback the last month and a bit has been huge for them. Port has target Lockie New in the past, whether they'll do it again, I'm not too sure, but you won't be able to keep him down for long. Joe Danaher's almost in career best form. So yeah, lots riding on this game, to be honest. If the Lions lose, it could be almost season done, and Port are in big strife if they lose this one. Especially because, everyone's touted them as a top 4 team. But I will go with Port Adelaide just because it's at home. If it was at the Gabba, I'd probably swing it the other way. But yeah, power for me. It's Saturday afternoon game at the Adelaide Oval. Should be a good game of footy. But yeah, I reckon Port by a couple of goals will get this one done. Next game, the Battle of the Bridge, or whatever they call it. I swear they've already had one this year, by the way. They're playing each other again, second time in like 14 weeks. But the Giants versus Swans at the Western Sydney grounds, NG Stadium, whatever they call it these days. I'm sure it'll be packed or semi-packed for the first time this year, or since maybe the Collingwood game. It's always pretty empty at that place. But yeah, going to be another really close game. If the Giants can get their run and carry and that tsunami going, who knows what could happen. But Sydney just looks so polished at the moment, and no one can keep up with them for 4 quarters. It's as simple as that. They've got so many skillful players that just run. Warner, Golden, Blakey, Rowbottom's just a tackling machine. And obviously got Papley up forward. Amadi kicked 9 goals on the weekend. So, and McCartan's obviously back down and full back, playing the keeper role. So, I mean, this is going to be a crazy game to watch if it's open. Both teams attack really, hard, and yeah, it just depends whose defence can hold up the most. Really, at the end of the day, will probably win this one. But I think the Swans will be too good. It'd be a big win for the Giants if they could get over the line for their, finals and top 4 hopes. But Swans, for me, will keep their winning run going. It's crazy to think that the only team to beat them this year is Richmond. I find that unbelievable. But yeah, Swans for me by 3 or 4 goals. But yeah, these first 3 games of the weekend definitely shape up to be beauty. So looking forward to this one as well. Righto, our Saturday night clash is at the G, Melbourne versus North Melbourne. Melbourne been in all over the place form. They got almost lost by 100 points to Fremantle. Like, who would have thought that? North Melbourne, obviously not going great this year, but the last 3 weeks have been okay. They beat West Coast. I think there's another game in there that can't remember, but really good last week against Collingwood. They muffed it in the end. Obviously, lots of reasons why, but you shouldn't be 50 points up and lose. And I reckon they could really go either way. They'll come out really flat, and the D's will be all over them, or they will come out even hungrier and see if they can do it for 4 quarters, which is the biggest question mark with the Kangaroos, at the moment, is can they sustain that sort of pressure week in, week out, and for 4 quarters in a game with the young list they have. So at the MCG as well, makes it probably even, I couldn't even tell you the last time they won a game at the G, to be honest, North Melbourne. So the Demons, for me, will bounce back. The Petrarca injury hurts them. Obviously, he's going to be gone for the rest of the year. I hope he's all right. But great opportunity for some others. So Salem will probably go in there a bit more. Neil Bullen, maybe. I'm not sure who else I'll chuck in. Obviously, Oliver, hopefully, is primed for a big second half of the year for them. Gorney's best ruckman in the league. So you think they're going to get over the line pretty comfortably. So I'll say 5 or 6 goals. Melbourne will win by on Saturday night and get their season back on track. And might get them inside the 8 end of the round. Who knows? But yeah, Demons for me, definitely. Now on to the second last game of the round. The Mighty Bombers versus the West Coast Eagles at Marvel Stadium. So I think we are in Melbourne now for, as Essendon supporters, you can see in the background, for the next 10, 11 weeks or whatever it is. We travelled last game of the year. But yeah, back at Marvel, we probably play our best footy, I would say, at the moment. But this is a game we should be winning if we've got to play finals. Simple as that. We need to win this game with our draw coming up being pretty difficult. Collingwood, Melbourne, Geelong. Who else is there to come? Port Adelaide still to come as well. So plenty of hard teams to play in the next couple of months for the Bombers. So this is a game that they should be winning, and I think we will win. No Harley Reid, no West Coast. No, well, I mean they've been playing okay this year. So especially at home, away to struggle. So this is a perfect game for the Bombers to hopefully build up a bit of that percentage and get a nice win on the board by 5 goals plus. A couple of players to come back. Draper is back, I think. Dersman's not far away. I'm trying to think who else is not far away. Parrish, maybe he might be 4 weeks away. Setterfield should play. There's definitely a couple others I can't think of off the top of my head that are going to be back. So Bombers for me, yeah, by 5 goals plus. Hopefully it's an easy watch for me on Sunday Arvo, and I don't have to get too stressed out because there's been a lot of that recently as a Bombers fan. So a nice, easy win would be nice. But yeah, Bombers for me. And on to the very last game of the round, the good old, I almost said Sydney, Perth 3:30 game Sunday afternoon at Optus Stadium. The Freo Dockers versus Suns. This one could be a real toss of the coin, to be honest. What Fremantle's going to show up? What Gold Coast is going to show up? I know Witts is back into the team, and obviously Will Power is back. So obviously 2 good ins, even though I think Moyle did all right for the Suns while Witts was out. But yeah, you really can't go past the Dockers at home. Sarong's having a great year. Alex Pearce having a great year. Luke Ryan. Obviously, you got Brayshaw. You got names everywhere. Tracy's having a really good breakout season for them. So, obviously, Jackson's having a really good year as well for the Dockers. So, you'd think they would get over the line at home. But this could be the upset, I suppose, if you want to call it, of the round. I think the Suns could, if Freo are a bit off and the Suns are really on, they don't play finals. This is a game they got to win, so it would be cool to see the Suns make the finals for the first time. But I don't want Cameron, who also does our Between the 50s podcast with me, I don't want him to come after me. So I'm going to go with stick safe and go with the Dockers. But yeah, this will be a great way to finish off the round. And I actually enjoy these Perth Sunday Arvo games. I don't know if everyone else does or not, but let me know if you still... let me know in the comments below if you enjoy the Sunday Arvo Perth games. I think it just, it makes the Sunday evening always better. And there we are. That is my predictions and tips for round 15 of the AFL season. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did, or if you want me to change anything, or you want me to add anything. Yeah, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'll try and do this every week. Obviously, in between doing the podcast and everything like that. Just a new adventure we're going on. I'm enjoying it so far. So hope you guys are. Please like and subscribe down below if you enjoy what you see. We have our podcast that comes out every Monday night now. So check that out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We actually did a special episode yesterday, as in Wednesday, as well. We just chatted footy for an hour and a half with a mate, which was really awesome. But yeah, plenty more content to come. Really appreciate everyone that watches this. Good luck for all your teams on the weekend, even your local teams. And we'll see you all soon. Catch you later.